Along my autoimmune journey, I discovered an unexpected surprise that became the catalyst to healing my body from the inside out. It became a non-negotiable part of my life that I still carry with me today. I'm sharing this discovery with you so you can get a head start healing your mind and your body from the inside out. Have you tried everything to eliminate autoimmune symptoms like joint pain and digestion issues without relief? Are you struggling to keep up with the demands of life due to chronic fatigue? Does chronic pain keep you from doing the things you love in life? If you are feeling defeated and hopeless, you are not alone. I am Ashley Cavolo, a busy working mom who once struggled with debilitating autoimmune symptoms. I too felt like giving up after trying every possible solution without relief from symptoms like joint pain and stiffness, painful digestion issues, relentless chronic fatigue, and embarrassing brain fog. Until it was time to stop allowing the pain to control my life. I dove into the root cause of autoimmune diseases and was shocked to find the answer is not found in endless doctor visits, harsh medications, expensive supplements, or strict food lists. The secret to healing autoimmune symptoms is found within the specific habits that reduce inflammation and heal symptoms quickly and naturally. I applied what I learned and found relief from my symptoms in a matter of weeks. 7 years later, I am living a pain-free life free of autoimmune symptoms. I turned this discovery into a self-paced program called the Autoimmune Reboot, where I share my secrets and my step-by-step process to help you heal your symptoms quickly so you can live a pain-free life. This podcast is for you if you are ready to eliminate joint pain so you can jump out of bed every morning pain-free. Heal and maintain a healthy gut so you can enjoy your favorite foods again without that uncomfortable bloat. Go from no energy and endless coffee breaks to an abundance of natural energy and stamina to tackle the day. Eliminate uncomfortable autoimmune symptoms such as bloating, brain fog, constipation, diarrhea, digestion pain, inflammation, joint stiffness, skin rashes, and many more. Living a pain-free life is easier and closer than you think. I can't wait to show you what I discovered. Refresh your coffee and let's dive in. Along my journey, I found the keys to finding relief from my symptoms were the things you might expect. Things like food, sleep, and movement. And I began to recognize how certain foods made me feel, how I felt after a night of poor sleep, and how energized I felt when I moved my body. As I became more aware of the direct connection between my daily habits and my health, I discovered something completely unexpected. I began to recognize how my external environment made me feel as well. I had an awareness for the way people and places made me feel, and I quickly realized your external environment is just as important and impactful as what you put into your body. Your environment can nourish or deplete your health just as much as unhealthy habits. It can look like a stressful work environment, a toxic friend group, or a person that puts endless, unrealistic expectations on you without reciprocating. I realized my environment wasn't happening to me. I created it without even realizing it. I learned this wasn't my fault. It's human nature. I followed the same patterns for years. It felt comfortable and the patterns became my life. Your brain loves patterns and sees them as safety and comfort. So your brain prefers that you find those patterns, repeat them, and always stay the course until you break those patterns. And breaking those patterns is easier than you may think. And you do that with awareness. This simply means acknowledging the feelings that come up for you when you're in certain environments or with certain people. And this is a non-negotiable part of healing, but nobody talks about this. Tapping into this awareness has completely changed how I live my life. I removed myself from toxic environments, got very clear on what is important to me, set firm boundaries when it comes to what I will and won't accept from other people, and easily can decide what I give my energy to. This has allowed me to tap into energy other people put into the world in the ways they show up, and I'm able to quickly recognize if they are coming from a disingenuous and toxic place or from a place of love, care, and integrity. And I set my boundaries according to what people show me. And it isn't about shutting people out and locking yourself in your house. It's about creating an environment around you that is supportive and nurtures your entire well-being. When you do this, it sets the foundation for everything else that grows upon it. So imagine you have a garden in your backyard and it isn't growing well. You start asking yourself, why is this happening? You recognize the soil is dry and the garden is located in the shade. The garden is in the wrong environment. It isn't getting nourishment from the soil or the sun, so you move it to an area that gets sunlight and has rich soil where it will get the nutrients it needs. You just shifted your garden's environment so it is nourished and supported. You gave it the foundation it needs to grow, and soon enough, it comes back to life. You are like the garden. And simply by shifting your environment around you, you can create a powerful foundation that supports everything else you do in life. This is not something people talk about when it comes to health, and I'm not sure why, as it is a non-negotiable piece to the puzzle. And you will be surprised to learn it is not difficult to apply this to your own life. It takes one simple step, and that is to check in with yourself. Whether it is how a certain food makes you feel or a certain person makes you feel, stop and ask, how am I feeling? Does this person, place, or thing support my well-being? If the answer is no, it's time to make a shift and create a boundary that feels good and brings you peace. So here's a real-life example. If you follow me on social media, you may have noticed I am no longer continuously posting online, and that was an intentional choice that I recently made. I quickly became aware that the constant posting, stopping my life to show the world what I was eating for lunch, just to appease the algorithm, was creating so much stress and burnout in my daily life. I don't live my life in this way, so why would I build a business that's any different? And despite numerous past mentors who told me social media is non-negotiable for marketing purposes, I had to follow my own advice and listen to my body. Luckily, I found an incredible mentor who supports and believes in building a business that creates peace rather than burnout. And now I feel a sense of calm knowing I have the choice to show up on social media when I have something beneficial or exciting to share with you. And now I'm focusing on showing up here in this podcast with all of you. And that lights me up. It's just wild to look back at how my health journey showed me these lessons, and they're still flowing into other areas of my life. And it happened so simply, just by being aware of how things make me feel. And one important point I should bring up is this: creating boundaries with people can feel uncomfortable and tricky, mostly stemming from our people-pleasing tendencies or fear of judgment. And it's so important to remember you only get this one life. And if you're allowing yourself to live according to the rules and expectations of other people, you're living someone else's life. So take your health and well-being into your own hands by having awareness. It is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for yourself. And I can't even begin to tell you how much peace this will bring into your life. If this resonates with you, this is just one of the powerful ways you will heal from the inside out inside my signature program, the Autoimmune Reboot. This is where you will get powerful tools to help you calm inflammation and your nervous system to take control of your health for a symptom-free life. Right now, you can get inside for half price, plus I'm giving you 12 months premium access to my all-new app, Flare Proof, for free. Flare Proof allows you to get instant daily insights and recommendations tailored to your body so you can get ahead and stay ahead of flares. Click the link in the show notes to learn more so you don't miss this limited time offer. I hope this podcast has helped you in your autoimmune journey. If you find value and inspiration in this episode, please leave a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend. When you do, you are helping this podcast reach people around the world who are ready to live a pain-free life. The information and opinions shared in this podcast are for educational and informational purposes only. The content within this podcast is not a substitute for professional care. Always seek the advice of a physician or medical professional to answer health-related questions. Implementing the advice shared on this podcast should be done at your own risk. Actions taken by listeners as a result of the content shared on this podcast is not the responsibility of the host or creator. This podcast does not endorse and is not affiliated with treatments or products mentioned in this podcast unless otherwise specified. Products or treatments shared in this podcast are for informational purposes only. Always seek the advice of a medical professional for answers to product or treatment questions. All content, including but not limited to text, graphics, logos, and material shared under the Autoimmune Reboot podcast, is protected by copyright and all applicable laws. Any kind of unauthorized distribution or use of this content is strictly prohibited and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Listening to this podcast is acknowledging your agreement with these terms.